Now from the windy city of Chicago, there's Wrigley Field. Today, the opener of this 3-game set between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Chicago Cubs. It's Cubs baseball on the show. Next. Kyle Hendricks gets the starting nod for the Cubs in this one. What's your take on him, EK?
Well, Matty, he's got a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio, 3-1. We'll see if that holds true in this one.
Chopped toward the second baseman. There is La Stella, and a good throw gets him one gone. Craig Gentry will stand in for the first time with gaudy numbers here in the month as you see him there. Swing hard liner to left center, and that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
Well, that base hit is going to get his hit streak to 6 games now, so he's swinging it.
Hanley Ramirez will stand in, and as you can see the numbers away from home, he's been much better once he gets out on the road. He's set. Here it comes. In the air, down the left field line and deep. And that'll get down out there near the wall. Now third base coach Juan Samuel's going to wave him in. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score. And he is out at third. So credit him with a double and an RBI here. Evan Gattis will stand in now as we take a look there at his splits between April and May. Swinging a ball line down in the left field corner. But this will be foul. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Takes this the other way to right. And that's going to get down in front of Hayward for a base hit.
7 straight games with a base hit now, and that's a solid week or so of swinging the bat with some authority.
Maikel Franco will dig in. Currently 5th in the National League in batting to begin play.
And he's right up there among the RBI leaders, too, so he's dangerous with runners on base.
And that's through for a hit.
Yeah, he hit a good pitch there. This thing's toward the outside part of the plate, but he stays with it all the way. Uses the big part of the field and gets himself a base hit.
Freddie Galvis will stand in now, and as you can easily tell from the splits, he's really struggled away from home. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Hayward moves over. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Phillies will have to be content with just the one. On now to the bottom of inning number 1. Phillies on top, 1-0. Vince Velasquez will be on the mound for the series opener. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, guys, you can see right there, right-handed hitters do not have a lot of success against him. Let's see what happens here.
Jason Hayward comes to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. They set the target in, and this finds the inside corner for strike 1. That misses 1-2.
All right, so he sort of wasted one up right there. Now I think we'll see a breaking ball down in the zone, trying to get him to swing and miss.
Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now. Sent on the ground out to second. To his right, Hernandez throws in time, and that's out number 1. And a chance now from the north side of Chicago to check out the Cubs starting lineup. What's the key for them to win this series opener, Steve?
Well, I think it's going to be really important to understand the pitcher that they're facing and make the adjustments as the game goes along. If this guy's in the zone, then be aggressive. Go up there hacking. But if he's trying to be effectively wild within the strike zone, then you got to be a little more patient and work the count.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2. Left side. Throw gets him, 2 down. And with that, let's take a look at how the Phils will set up on D. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, guys, over at shortstop in this one, we'll see an arm that you don't see very often. He has a cannon. He's the type of guy, he can kick a ball, boot it, still pick it up, and get the runner at first.
A fastball off the plate away. It's ball one. Oh, and he leaves the fastball up there. Mistaken location. He is going to pay for it dearly as that ball is sent over the wall. A home run. A solo home run here for Anthony on the year. And the Cubs are back to even now at 1 run apiece. That evens it up 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes the count now with the bases empty and 2 away.
And sometimes you got to cut down a little stride against a guy who's throwing this hard. Either you take that leg kick completely out of the equation.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. Carlos Perez makes his way to the plate. He'll get us started here in the top of the second. First pitch on its way. Oh, and he looks like he's swinging a garden hose out there as this is cut on and missed for strike one. EK, one-year-old ball clubs, the Cubs, as they take the field here this afternoon, they've got to be considered the hottest team in baseball right now as they come in winners of 9 of their last 10 ball games.
And they've got themselves a pretty good-sized lead in the division coming into play. Certainly not out of reach yet, but they've got to be pretty comfortable with where they're sitting at this point in the year.
Liner towards second. Oh, and he botches it. And a good effort on the recovery throw, but it never really had much of a shot. And I'd be surprised if that's not an infield single. Vince Velasquez comes to the plate, possibly receiving a bunt sign in order to stay out of the double play.
Yeah, and everybody's got a different opinion on this situation. But in reality, it really comes down to how the pitcher is with the bat in his hands and what he can do.
To second for one.
The batter,
Odubel Herrera will get a second shot now. He grounded out to start the ball game.
Not the result you want, and especially swinging at the first pitch. Got to make the pitcher work.
Hit sharply on the ground. LaStella has it. Throw on to first, and that error won't come back to haunt him after all as the inning is over. 1 left for Philadelphia. We'll go to the bottom of the second, tied 1 apiece. Jorge Soler will dig in, and this season certainly hasn't been all that kind to him as he enters play with the average down in the 230s. And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike one. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Gentry giving chase, but he's not going to get this one. It's into the gap. Around second, he'll try for third. And he is into third with a leadoff triple. Dexter Fowler will stand in, and as you can see, his home and road splits there. He's been a much better hitter away from home. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
This is hit the other way out toward left field. Gaddis is under it, makes the catch, but the runner from third breaks for home. And he will score as that run breaks the tie and makes this a 2-1 ball game. Now to the plate, Addison Russell, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one.
Now after that sac fly, this is where you got to just clear the deck and start this inning over.
And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
Batting 8, pitcher.
Striding into the box, Kyle Hendricks. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. That's inside, 2-0.
Well, he's just going to go right on taking pitches. You have to throw strikes here with 2 outs, especially when you got the pitcher up there.
He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
All right, now you've just seen 2 straight breaking pitches miss away. So as a hitter, you're going to eliminate that pitch. No way does he throw it a third time.
Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. And he lays off here. It's ball 4. And that is really cause for concern as he's just walked the opposing pitcher. Tommy La Stella set to take his first cuts with a man at first and 2 away. A fastball that gets the inside corner, strike 1. Skied into straightaway right. Gentry is in pursuit, and that retires the side. Craig Gentry is into the box as we are all set to begin the third.
You know, guys, I love a guy like this leading off an inning for you. He makes good contact, and he can run.
Grounded back up the middle. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
The batter,
Hanley Ramirez strolls into the box. Thought he had a triple in his first at-bat, but he was gunned down trying for third.
And I just don't know what he was thinking going for 3. He just doesn't have the kind of wheels to be that aggressive on the bases.
Well, here we are. It's the second month of the season, and this guy is showing no signs of slowing down. Got himself another multi-hit ball game here.
First offering on its way. Hit the other way out toward right field. And Hayward will put this one away for out number 2.
third baseman, number 7.
In now, Michael Franco. He singled his last time up. Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike 1. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Drilled right back up the middle. And that's through for another base hit. He'll make it 2 for 2 in this one.
Yeah, really not a bad pitch when you look at it. This is at the knees with some movement. He just uses the center of the diamond and checks in here with a base hit.
Stepping in now, Freddie Galvis, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1.
Oh, and he's sure got a good one, doesn't he? That ball goes from about knee-high to ankle-high in a matter of about 5 feet.
Smoke toward the hole. La Stella fields it cleanly. Throw on to first is in time, and the Phillies. Jason Hayward will dig in again. He grounded out to start the home first.
Right fielder, Jason.
In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0. A high strike there, and it's 1-1.
Right ball. This time he got the call.
Lined hard toward right center, and they'll start this inning off with a base hit as that one's through.
Now batting
At the plate, Chris Bryant. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. Now the 0-1. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. Chop foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Stepping in, Anthony Rizzo. He went deep in his first at-bat, and we'll see what he's got in store for us here. And that'll get down for a base hit. Now batting, Kyle Schwarber. His last at-bat didn't go his way as he popped out in foul territory. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. That hole getting a little deeper now. It's 2-0. Lays off a fastball, but it's over for a strike. 2-1. To 2-2 now.
Yeah, looked like he guessed right on 2-1. That was a good time to swing for the fences.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Chop foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. Fights off another pitch and hits it foul right at the plate. A 2-1 score here as we play inning number 3. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. On pitch number 10 is the one that finally does it as he strikes out after a long battle here. Jorge Soler stands in with 2 on and 2 out here in the third.
And you know, some guys just get better with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. This is a big at-bat for him right here, even though it's still early.
Strike 3 called as he can't get the bat off his shoulders. Side retired. Cubs strand a couple. They lead it 2-1. Carlos Perez is ready here as we begin the top of the fourth.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
Shot towards second. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield.
Now batting, second baseman
Cesar Hernandez, the hitter now. 0 for 1 on the day after reaching on an error his first time up.
Yeah, still looking for his first hit of the game, so let's see if he can come through with that one right here.
Rizzo is there. And he lays off for ball 1.
And I think that might have been a first. The first ball they've taken the entire game. Sound the trumpets.
Ground ball sent back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
They continue to rack up the hits. That puts runners on first and second now. But as we always say, it's what you do with all those base runners that's important. And so far, they haven't done a whole lot. Just take a look at our score.
Marcus Semien will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1.
And you know, whenever he's been in trouble on the mound, he's found a way to turn things around, and that's a good job to start this guy with strike 1.
Hit pretty well out to deep left field. Soler going back, but he won't get there as it lands just shy of the wall. Thought about going for second, but instead now they've got him in a pickle, and he'll scramble back to first safely.
Another base hit right there. Their third hit in a row, and now the bases are loaded here with still nobody out.
So stepping in, Odubel Herrera, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Oh, had him chopping at that one. It's 0-1. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. Would you say he's not really finishing his pitches at this point?
That's a good way to put it. It looks like he's aiming a little too much, and that's not working for him.
Pulled toward right center field. Fowler is there. Let's see if they try it. And they're not going to get him. He's in there at the plate.
And you know, he might wind up being just a little disappointed there with the bases loaded and nobody out. But the sacrifice fly does get at least 1 run home, as that run will score from third base.
Here's Craig Gentry. Grounded up the first baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Has to be thinking strikeout here. Grounded to third. This could be 2. 1 there. Back to first, and a great stretch there may be the difference. It's a Junichi Tazawa, an appearance here, though I suspect even he couldn't have predicted he'd be taking over in just the 4th inning. Dexter Fowler stands in as he looks at ball one here.
Boy, I don't know that I'd want to be facing this guy right now. He looks pretty fired up out there.
Yeah, he looks like he could run that fastball through a brick wall.
And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
He's going to need to crank that swing up another notch if he's going to catch up to those.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. On a good curveball gets him swinging for route number 1. And we'll take a look ahead to our next telecast. Looks like a pretty good pitching matchup there. John Lackey, the scheduled opponent, and we'll have full coverage of that one in HD on the show. Addison Russell is in with 1 away now as he swings and misses here at strike 1. That's his first base hit, making 1 for 2 now. Oh, and he botches it.
Oh, and this ball's center cut right here. Got it right on the barrel. He just drills it into left field for a 1-out single.
And he pops up the bunt attempt. And he'll just beat the throw to second. He's in there. Tommy La Stella is into the box for his second appearance. 0 for 1 with a flyout. Fastball too high to start him out here. 1-0. That'll be a souvenir, and the count will move to 1-1. Fork ball. 1-2 now. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Gentry back in plenty of time to put this away, however, and there are 2 gone. And he'll make it up safely to third, so they're at the corners now with 2 men out. Jason Hayward gets a shot here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 4th.
And a big 2-out at-bat right here. You know, it's still early in this game, but you don't want to have to look back on this as a major missed opportunity later on.
This one's a strike. It's 1-1. 2-1. Too high that time, and it's 3-1.
And up at the plate now, he's really in the driver's seat. I don't think they want to walk him, so this should be something good.
And he misses with it for ball 4, so the bases will be loaded now with 2 away.
Well, we knew he had to work carefully with the runner in scoring position, but I don't think a walk was what he had in mind. That's going to make things just a little trickier now with the bases loaded.
Chris Bryant will dig in here with the bases loaded now and a chance to really do some damage.
He's been tough to deal with this year. He's second on the team in RBI, so this is a golden opportunity.
Tried to get the arms extended, but he couldn't. 1-1. And now a sharply hit ball toward the right side as this gets fouled past the coaching box. Slow grounder to first. Fielded cleanly, and he'll take it to the bag himself, and a great job of pitching out of the Cubs wind up leaving them loaded. We'll head to the 5th, tied at 2.
Leading off for the Phillies.
Hanley Ramirez heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
And the 5th inning will start with a ground out, 1 away.
Now batting.
Yeah, and that's not always an easy play for a pitcher, especially when he has to barehand the ball. But luckily, he's got plenty of time out there, so he's able to set himself and then make a good, strong throw.
Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. The windup and the 0-1. Goes the other way and sends it deep down the right field line. And that'll get down out there for extra bases. And he's in there safely. He's got a double.
And now another base runner for him to contend with now. And as we bring up his line, you can see that's an even 10 hits against him so far. And you have to wonder how much longer they're going to let him stay out there.
Michael Franco comes on with 1 gone here as he looks at a called strike 1. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Left field and deep. Soler ranging back. And that one is out of here. A 2-run shot that gives them the lead. It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left. Number 18 for him on the campaign, and it's given the Phillies a 4-2 lead.
You know, it's just not that often that you're going to beat a guy like this around the yard the way they've done so far. I mean, he came into this game with an ERA in the 2s, but it's going to get up there after this shellacking.
The batter, number 13.
Standing in now,
Shortstop,
Freddie Galvis.
Freddie Galvis.
A shot down the first baseline. He dives, but he can't pull it in, and it's down the line into right.
Oh, that's just a nice play out there in the corner. You know, with most guys, this is a sure double. But he might even have hit this ball a little too hard because they can get it back into the infield quickly, and that's going to hold him to just a single.
Into the box, Carlos Perez. A swinging bunt out in front of the plate. There's one. Return throw is in time. How about that? They do turn two, and it gets him out of the inning. But the fighting... Leading off the inning, Anthony Rizzo, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up. Reggie Wood is going to take over here in inning number 5, as it's going to be up to their bullpen to try and keep him in the game here. Anthony Rizzo strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. There's a good fastball on the outside corner as he'll take a look at strike one. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. He ties him up with a fastball inside. 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Still 2-2. Now here's a swing and a high pop-up drifting into shallow right field. Hernandez backs up a bit and he takes charge for the first out.
Up next for the Cubs,
Kyle Schwarber will come forward now. He's popped out and struck out in his first 2 plate appearances. Into the seats, 0-1. Comes set and the 0-1. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Now the 0-2 pitch. And he wastes a fastball high there, 1-2. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Lake making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1-2. Ripped on the ground to first, and that is through into right field for a single.
And I think he finally just got to the point on the mound where he said, listen, my arm's had enough of this at-bat. You can just have the base hit. Just quit fouling off all of my pitches.
Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. And with strike 3 recorded there, he's notched his first career punch-out. You can bet his club is hoping for a lot more of that going forward.
Well, if he can become a consistent strikeout pitcher, you have to figure his career is going to be a solid one. Many of the best pitchers at this level have at least one put-away pitch that they can go to in tough situations. So we'll see if he becomes one of those guys as his career goes along.
2-1 after the foul ball there. That's going to even up the count at 2-2. All even at 2-2. Here it is. Froze him for strike 3, and that retires the side. 1 left for the Cubs. Still down by a count of 4-2.
your attention, please.
Call out to the bullpen now as it's the left-hander Manny Parra that'll make an appearance here. Cesar Hernandez steps in here to lead off the 6th as the rain continues to fall here. Hit hard toward the right side. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield.
Now batting,
Reggie Wood will come on as he's newly into the ball game, getting his first plate appearance now here in the 6th. Oh, double play ball to second. 4, 6, 3, and they turn the double play. Odubel Herrera will stand in now with 2 away, and it's back to the drawing board here following the double play.
Yeah, and that was the 3rd of the game so far, and it's going to be really hard to win when you're just giving away outs like that.
And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out.
The right fielder.
Check this out on Show Track. It's not a bad first pitch. It's down. It's on the outside part of the plate. Hey, if you can get guys to swing at that, you're going to have a lot of success. Just didn't work out here.
But the runner's back easily. Here's Craig Gentry. As this is grounded foul off to the left, it's strike 1. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
And you kind of get the sense that he's not really messing around out there too much. There hasn't been a whole lot of setting guys up here in this inning. He's just trying to get himself back into that dugout as fast as he can.
Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him in the end. Addison Russell will dig in. 1 for 2. He grounded out the first time and followed that with a base hit in his second plate appearance. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. Outside, 3-0 now.
And it goes without saying, but this has to be in the strike zone. You don't want him on base to start off the inning.
He's behind on the swing there, and the count moves to 3-2.
He might have thought he'd be getting another dose of that curveball because he was way behind that one.
Swing and a miss, and they'll come all the way back from 3-0 to punch him out. 1 away.
The 3rd strikeout for him now. Got him out front a little bit here. He winds up turning this pitch over nicely, and he gets him to swing right through it.
Shane Victorino is out of the dugout now, as it looks like he'll pinch hit for the pitcher Parra. A cold strike to the 35-year-old veteran. 0-1. And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now.
Hard to believe he let that one go. That was right on a platter for him.
A pause and the 0-2. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2.
Well, if you're just tuning into this game and you're wondering what's going on so far, well, here's the last 4 guys that have come to the plate. Here they are in order, and he set down all 4 of those guys, all via the strikeout.
Here's Tommy La Stella now, as he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. Swinging a high pop-up straight back, though it looks as though he'll have room back there. And he'll get under it to put it away in foul territory, and that... Nino Ramirez is on to pitch now, as he'll take over to start inning number 7. And now the Cubs bullpen will start working here, as both a lefty and a righty are up. Hit in the air to right field. Hayward has a read on it, looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
Now batting.
Evan Gattis steps in here. He'll look to keep it going after hitting a double and scoring a run last time up.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
Hit high and deep out there to left center field. Back goes Fowler, still going back. And a climbing attempt at the wall, but this ball is gone. It's a solo home run for Evan Gattis, number 14 on the season, and just like that, it's now a 5-2 ball game.
Well, sooner or later, somebody was going to get him. That's just the first home run he's allowed out of the bullpen all season long. He's been lights out all year, but he got beat there.
And here's a slider that runs inside that time, and that'll keep him from diving out over the plate.
That rain is really coming down now. That's as hard as it's been all afternoon.
He goes the other way as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
The batter, number 13.
Freddie Galvis digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. To short, hit hard. Russell's got it. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But the Phils tack on one more on this solo. Jason Hayward will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot hand.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Skied into very shallow right. Gentry is there. One out.
Pretty good work out of the bullpen, as you see there. He got called in much earlier than I'm sure he expected, but he's given him a real lift so far.
Here comes the first pitch. Chris Bryant comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. Can't get around quick enough, and that'll move the count to 1-1. And a curveball's by him that time as he falls behind now 1-2. Pretty clear the plan is to keep everything away.
And that's smart for most guys, but you got to know your scouting report because this is a guy that can cover the outside part of the plate.
Anthony Rizzo will stand in again, but first we'll flash you back to the very first inning of the ball game. And here you go, a solo home run that had him off and running early on. Man, a fastball just misses. It's 1-1.
Well, you know, if there's anybody in this lineup capable of getting a rally started, this is the guy right here.
Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. Out in front of that one, may have been looking fastball. Good job just to make contact. A little bouncer, but that one rolls foul.
This is turning into a great battle at the plate.
The 2-2 pitch. Full count now, 3-2.
And even 3-2, I don't know if you want to challenge him here. Better to put him on than to give up a solo home run.
And take a good look there as this misses for ball 4, and the Cubs have themselves a 2-out base runner. Kyle Schwarber will stand in now in what could be a real make-or-break situation.
You think at this point you have to get something out of this inning. The further you get into that bullpen, the tougher it's going to be to claw back from this deficit.
Hector Neris will get the ball, looking to get the final out now here in this 7th inning. Kyle Schwarber will be the first to greet him here as he stands in with a runner at first and 2 away. Now here's a ball hit in the air to straightaway right field. This ball's got plenty of carry to it, and it is out of here. In is Jorge Soler. On the ground up the middle. That gets through, and he'll reach base again on his second base hit of the game. So a pivotal moment here, and digging in now, Dexter Fowler. And he does so representing the possible go-ahead run. And he'll take strike one on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Down the third baseline. And that's through for his first base hit in this one.
Oh, what a good job of keeping it alive with 2 outs. You just got to keep the line moving right now. And now you move that tying run up to second, plus you get the go-ahead run on at first base. So if this next guy could follow this single with a gapper or something like that, this game might get turned on its ear.
Over the outside half, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, he needed that one. Something to give him a little bit of confidence.
Perez has a play. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. 2 for the Cubs in the inning. Leading off the inning, Carlos Perez, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning. And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
Yeah, when that's upstairs like that, that's a pitch you got to leave alone and make him bring something down.
Now he extends nicely, and this ball's driven to right field and deep. Nearly a big fly to start the inning instead of foul ball. This is skied out toward right. Hayward has it in his sights. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Now batting,
Cesar Hernandez will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. Swung on and missed that time. It's 0-1. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Soler is there, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Sometimes when you're facing the bottom third of an order, hey, just run it up there. Let him hit it. This is now back-to-back flyouts, and he hasn't had to work all that hard to get him.
Now a swing and a third straight fly ball here should get him out of the inning. 1-2-3. And Fowler will put this one away. Miguel Montero will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run. Greg Holland will come on awfully early here as they'll ask him to pitch 2 full innings to save this one. In there, no balls and a strike.
And against a guy like this, you're usually only going to get 1 pitch to hit in that bat. Sometimes you might not even get that, so that's one he may want back.
And the move to the pinch hitter will not pan out as that's taken in for the first out. Tommy La Stella will bat now. He popped out in foul ground last time. Fastball in there for a called strike. 4 runs, 9 hits. 1 error for the Cubs to this point. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Gentry is back in plenty of time to put this away, however, and there are 2 gone.
You know, that's the thing with throwing a fastball as hard as he does. It makes fly balls travel that much farther off the bat. And this thing gets out there a long ways before it finally gets tracked down.
Jason Hayward is next as he finds himself behind 0-1.
Oh, and you wonder if maybe he decided beforehand just to take a pitch up there first. Too bad for him because that thing was right down Broadway.
Got him looking, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Still down a run. It's 5-4. Travis Wood will come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th. Striding in to start the 9th, Odubel Herrera, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning. 9th inning begins as the first pitch is taken for ball 1. So they get the matchup they wanted here, lefty on lefty, but it's worth noting there are 2 right-handers to follow.
And you've got a right-hander going in the bullpen as we speak, so this could be a 1-batter outing.
Yeah, you really can't take anything for granted out there when you're playing in the rain. You got to worry about your footing. You got to worry about raindrops getting in your eyes. You got to make sure you're in the right position. But in the end, he is right there to make the play.
Wood's ready. Here's the first pitch. To third. Right to Bryant. Throw gets him. 2 down.
As a manager, you love your relievers to come in and give you plenty of strikeouts. But I'll tell you what, there isn't a manager alive that'll get upset when you come in and get 2 outs on 3 pitches.
Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Ramirez will head for second. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
I don't know. That looked like a slider that time, but it was just sort of a cement mixer. It just spun and did nothing. And he whacks this thing into the gap. No way to run this one down, and he winds up at second with 2 bases.
Here's his swing, and just foul, says the umpire, and he was right on that one. Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike. 2 out here and a runner at second. Hit high and deep to straightaway right field. Back goes Hayward at the track. But he's not going to get there, and he's headed for extra bases again. The runner from second crosses the plate.
And in a game like this, there's no telling how important an insurance run that may turn out to be. He plates that run on the RBI double to make it a 2-run lead now, which may not sound like that much, but it makes a world of difference for anyone who's coming in to try to close this game.
Michael Franco is into the box now. He hit one over the wall back in the 5th. And ball 4 now as he'll take first on the intentional walk.
Now batting, shortstop.
At the plate, Freddie Galvis. He's 1 for 4 for the game. First pitch of the at-bat. Now started to go down after it, and he couldn't hold back. It's strike 1. And it's quickly 0-2. Fly ball out to straightaway right. Hayward will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. 1 for the Phillies here on the RBI double. Last chance coming up here for. Leading off the inning, Chris Bryant, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, it's a close ball game, but it's starting to get late, so they need to get at least 1 back here in this inning.
And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2. And here's a fastball on 0-2, but it misses. 1-2 now.
And think about it. In game 1 of this series, they've already had to go deep into their bullpen. This could affect them for the rest of the weekend.
And this is one of those guys that you can spend all your time in the video room watching what his pitches look like, but until you get out there and see it firsthand, you just have no idea how much his stuff moves around.
Boy, that fastball is just sizzling up there. 1-1. Credit where credit's due. This guy's done a good job out of the bullpen.
No question. He's been able to hold that lead, and these guys really haven't threatened him at all.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Catcher, Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. And he falls behind 0-2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Well, he had to work 2 full innings to get it done, so he might be a little more sore than usual tomorrow, but he's going to take it as he finishes this thing off and earns the save.
Before we take our leave, time for a look at our final line score here in what turned out to be a close 2-run victory. Well, a pretty good offensive show of force in this one. Probably at least a couple of players deserving. But, gentlemen, let's go ahead and give this man the nod as our top player of the game.
Well, he winds up with 3/4 of the cycle. Couldn't quite squeeze in the triple, but that's all right. He definitely did enough to earn himself the hardware.
So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head on over to theshownation.com. The Phillies win this one 6-4. So long from Wrigleyville.